Welcome to OWAD today. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue unpacking some relational characters. Sao, another sister-in-law. Okay, a few days ago we have gu, which means your sister-in-law for the wife's perspective. So it's your husband's sisters would be considered gu. Now we have sao, also sister-in-law. This time it's from the brother of the husband's point of view. Then your sister-in-law would be your brother's wife, basically, right? Okay, so Sao is specific to that your brother-in-law. No, your sister-in-law, but it's your brother's. Um, so instead of your husband's your husband's sister, this is your brother's wife, okay, and that's considered sister-in-law. So in we have this particular female role in this character. Okay, how we define that in contemporary and ancient times. So contemporary, simplified, traditional, they look exactly the same. And because I've been doing this for so long, I know this character is kind of a reshaped character of this three-finger hand symbol is here, right? So this is consistent, somebody who is working with their hand. And then the top is this Jiu character that we saw yesterday on the Jiu, this brother-in-law character. And this is something related to do with food processing. So in ancient times, food doesn't come from the grocery store that you can buy already ready-made for you, but it came from your farm field. And so there is this post-food processing process that use this kind of tool that's cross-sectional view of some sort of device in there that you can put your rice in there. So here with this vertical line going through there, it's probably showing the motion upside down, like a vertical motion. And that's in the end, people explain it as washing, washing the rice. So rice washing versus without this vertical line, that 就 character is grinding the rice or deshelling the rice. Food processing that I never get to see, but was part of the deal, like a part of the housework. Can you imagine? We used to have part of housework as washing our laundry by hand. But in the past, we also have deshelling, like a grinding your rice as your domestic work. Imagine that. Okay, so that's why it's captured in the language. So somebody who wrings the rice with their hands, that's the role by this female character, and that's the food preparer for the family, basically, and that's sister-in-law. And I would imagine in ancient times, probably a woman who married to another family would take up the role of lots of housework, including food preparation for the whole family, because she, as an outsider from some other family, different blood lineage, would be considered the lowest rank of the family. And that's my imagination. I didn't live through that, but from the TV shows of some historical era ones, you can kind of guess because this is some outsider and also newcomer relatively. Um, than the other household members, that she would be the lowest on the pecking order of this tiny little societal structure in a family, extended family, that she would take up the role of cooking food. And in the traditional 2000 years ago dictionary, this hand is handling fire symbol under this dome with the chimney. So fire under the dome. Some well, by that alone as a character means disaster because that's house with uncontrolled fire. But I would argue now we have the three finger hand symbol right below it. So it's not uncontrolled fire. It's somebody be there with a fire and somebody who is using fire as the food processing material energy. So cooking involves fire and it's under that dome with that chimney. So it's kitchen work. So this woman associated with the kitchen work makes sense too, right? So both either rinse the rice or hand handling fire points to food, point to kitchen, points to cooking. So that role was taken by the sister-in-law. And the sister-in-law, again, is from the perspective of the husbands. I guess the husbands, both like older siblings, um, sisters or brothers of this husbands would regard this sister-in-law as 嫂 in Chinese concept. Okay. 大嫂, big sister-in-law, means in the rank of the family, I will be the oldest brother or the oldest boy from the family. His wife would be regarded 大嫂. So it's kind of respect address because 大嫂 probably comes higher hierarchy in a family structure. If you're youngest or newest coming in as sister-in-law, probably is ranked lower. And because it's the older brother, probably supposedly to get married first. And that's all the first sister-in-law would be higher ranked in a family order. Okay. And 嫂子, we have sister-in-law plus 子. So again, this is 子, almost equivalent to little, to it's an endearing expression added after a certain role. So this is 嫂子. Probably it's after the sister-in-law got married for a certain time, already merged and settled into the family household and taking up the role and run smoothly, establish relationship with the rest of the family members, and then she will be regarded as a 嫂子, like more endearing. It's no longer outsider. It's one of us. Okay. 嫂夫人 is totally from outsider's point of view. So it's no longer the guy's brothers. It could be the guy's friends, male friends, and would address the guy's wife as 嫂夫人. And using 嫂, it means sister-in-law, right? But then we have to add there's a 夫 and a 人. 夫 means adult man mostly, and the 人 means a person. So adult man's person. So that shows you the marital status. Somebody is a 夫人 means somebody's wife. And when we say 嫂夫人, it's kind of adding that family term because it should be the guy's brothers and sisters call his wife as 嫂. But now we add this 嫂 plus the adult person, meaning wife concept. So you are kind of pulling yourself, even if you're not blood tie, you're only friends status, you would associate to your friend's wife as if you are their brother. So it's kind of indirect way to show intimacy of this close friend relationship. So we use a 嫂夫人 to basically say his wife, your friend's wife. Okay. 祥林嫂 is a fictional character that's so well known in Chinese literature, and I think it's beneficial to share with English world a little bit. So it's a character created by Lu Xun about 100 years ago of Xianglin Sao lost her son and she was permanently traumatized. And at that time, there was no physical therapy. There was no like a social network to support such unfortunate mishaps in life. And so Xianglin Sao ended up, even if I translate Lucky Forest, that's simply her Chinese name. And Sao, sister-in-law, is like all the neighborhood, people from the neighborhood, even if it's not blood tie, from the same village, then would regard her, would call her Sao. So as if it is one of us, is part of the community, but it's a woman from outside, from somewhere else, married to this neighborhood. Okay, so that's Sao. And then Xianglin, Lucky Forest, is her given name. But what happened to her is she didn't have this treatment, no medical, no psychological support whatsoever, not even family support, because she married off to this different town and she didn't have this cure. And her behavior would be perpetually um, talking, talking to, I guess, through talking, she was mentally processing this trauma. And the character of her would be this suffering woman who constantly couldn't stop. And people eventually kind of stay away from such a nonstop talker. And, she became kind of outcast from that society. So it's a heartbroken character, but that was known, like Xianglin Sao would eventually, in our contemporary language, if we label somebody as Xianglin Sao, it would be like a nagger. It's pretty annoying, and somebody who is probably something go off wrong in a mental, still suffering from trauma. So this is definitely PTSD, and somebody who suffer from that. And even if you may not have PTSD, but if you display similar behavior of nonstop talking, this nagging thing, then you would be reminded, okay, don't be like Xianglin Sao. Okay, so that's her role in there. So there we go. So sister-in-law, another type of sister-in-law. Thank you for your time. See you another